So, sea salt sprays have always been a little tough for me. I've seen so many in my time here on the channel, and as we've talked about, the most common issue is really a disconnect between what is promised and what's delivered. And really, I think that disconnect, or the question of whether that disconnect is present or not, really becomes the main question for me when I test sprays like this. And it's that same question that I'm going to attempt to answer today with all of you here in this all-new review with the sea salt spray from Hairplexx. What is happening, guys? Mike here. Welcome back to the channel. I really hope all of you are well right now. I'm super glad to be here bringing you guys a new video to watch while you're stuck at home and doing all your quarantine type stuff, your distancing and all that. I'm really excited to give you guys something, hopefully something good to watch while you're stuck there, but I hope all of you are doing well. And actually, while you're there stuck at home, now would be a great time to review the past videos that I've made and to subscribe to the channel for my new content, which I post every week. So while you're stuck at home, I got a lot of awesome videos coming out for you. So I'd really appreciate if you took a quick second and hit that subscribe button for me. It really helps keep things going. So thank you very much in advance for doing that. But today we are talking about another brand here off of Amazon, which is something that I've been really interested in lately. There's quite a few products on Amazon, and it's really hard to know what's good and what's not. So I'm really glad to be getting a look at brands like this. And like I said, the brand that we're talking about today is called Hairplexx. They've got actually quite a bit of offerings. I mean, they got a pretty good sized lineup going on for their brand. So maybe in the future we'll get a look at some of the other products, but today we are focusing on the sea salt spray. And this was really a lot of fun for me to review because it's not the typical sea salt spray. Like I said, sea salt sprays why am I having so much trouble saying sea salt spray? Sea salt spray. Sea salt sprays, for me in the past, haven't been the greatest products, like I mentioned, because I don't oftentimes see a lot of results from them. I mean, I barely see a result from sea salt sprays for some reason. Sometimes I spray them in my hair and I'm like, what are they doing? I don't really see much of anything, what is this beach texture that they're talking about? I think my hair's a little too thick for it sometimes, so it makes it a little difficult for me as a reviewer to look at these. But on the other hand, every so often I do find one that actually works and showcases some really good results. Really, I think it's the hunt more than anything else that makes it the most fun. But before I show you guys the results that I got with this spray here, I do need to give you guys a closer look so you can see what it is we're working with. According to the brand, the Hairplexx Sea Salt Volume Spray is a water-based formula infused with sea salt and other ingredients designed to provide things like texture, hold, volume, and even thickening. It really does have quite a few features that they say this offers, and all of that comes in a 6.7 ounce bottle and sells on Amazon for $12.88 US. Now, we can't, of course, look inside the jar on this because it's a spray, but when looking at it, I do want to quickly mention that this has one thing that I haven't yet seen before. And here, you can kind of hear it here. You hear that? They got a ball bearing inside the bottle, which I think is a really cool little feature. It's just a tiny little thing, but it does help mix the bottle up, mix the formula up inside the bottle, and I think that's very cool because a lot of brands or a lot of sprays that I've seen in the past, they don't utilize this feature, so I thought that was very cool right off the bat. But as a spray, I can report to you that it does spray very nicely. It's a nice fine mist. It doesn't jet out of the bottle like some we've seen where it comes out in just one single stream, so you just get one spot of product in your hair. This one does come out in a nice mist, so it's really easy to get it spread out all through your hair, which actually I'm about to show you because the demo's coming up next. And as far as using this stuff, it can be easily broken down to pretty much 2 steps. You spray it into your clean, damp hair, and then you blow dry it. I mean, there's really no trick here, no extra steps to make stuff like this work. That's why I think it's so appealing to some people, because it is such an easy product to work with. And really, if it didn't work that easy, it would make this a total pain to use. So it has to be easy if it's a spray like this. It just has to be super easy to work with. And if it wasn't, well, it just really wouldn't be very good. It wouldn't be a very good product. But luckily, these types of products, again, are some of the easiest to use, and I'm going to show you that right now. And of course, this is also where we're going to get a look at whether this product actually works or not. So take a look at this here. We're starting with clean, damp hair, of course, with no other products added, just this spray here. So of course, we can see what it does, if it does anything at all. As far as how many sprays I'm doing, I didn't exactly count, but I'm just going around my head a couple of times, like 2 circles, I think. I do like to make sure my hair is nice and coated with it so that I can get a real clear look at what it offers in my hair. And from there, we're ready to blow dry. And to save time on that, this is the result that I get after blow drying. And guys, I gotta tell you, I did not expect to see this here. Yeah, I did not expect to see what you just saw. I didn't think we were going to have much of anything off of this one. I'm not afraid to admit it. I saw, it was like, okay, this is an Amazon spray. There's a couple other things that I'm going to discuss at the end that's giving me a few pieces of skepticism, and I'm not too afraid to admit it. I was wrong. There is a result here. Take a look again. Look closer even. I mean, this stuff is providing hold, volume, and dare I say it, I think it's actually adding in some thickness. I mean, I'm really trying hard not to hype this, and believe me, it's not so much that this is like the greatest spray in the world. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm actually just more surprised that it had any type of result than anything else. I mean, it's actually got some decent results that we're seeing right here. The only thing that I'm seeing initially that might be a little light is the texture, honestly, but really that thickness benefit, which I really can feel when I run my hands through my hair, that benefit in itself is, in my opinion, worth pretty much the entire thing. I mean, it's making my hair look and feel actually thicker. And the reason why I like this so much is, you know, if you can see what it's doing to my hair is already thick as it is, imagine what it could do for you guys with fine or straight or thin hair. I mean, really, I'm just picturing all the awesome things that it could do for you guys. So clearly, this stuff works. And when I say it works, once again, I'm not trying to hype it or make it sound, you know, amazing. I'm just saying that it does provide results. And again, in a world where there's so many sprays out there, sea salt sprays, texture sprays, pre-style sprays, there's so many sprays out there that don't provide what they say they do. It's really cool to have one that does, for the most part, provide what it says it provides, and I do think that that is deserving of some attention. I mean, what I personally see here, and I'll show you my end result again as I'm saying this, but what I'm seeing here is that it's providing variable hold, meaning the more you spray in there, the more hold you can get, and vice versa. And based on my testing, I saw I could go from super light with just a few spritzes in there, or I could go with a couple passes around my head and actually get enough hold and control for this to be like a standalone product. I mean, not enough for it to, like, you know, have a full-on shape and style. Obviously, if you wanted that, you would need a post styler, because I mean, unless you want to use a ton of it and it would get super sticky and dry and things like that, which is, you know, what happens if you use too much. You can overdo it. Don't you know, misinterpret that. But what I'm saying is, if I go, you know, a couple passes around my head, I can have it control and hold enough to, like, keep it out of my face, you know, on a lazy day, which for a spray like this is really awesome. I mean, that's what you need to realize. For just a spray like this, that's really good. That's really good results compared to a lot of other sprays out there, is what I'm trying to say. Another thing that I saw here with my result was volume, and again, that thickness benefit, which is super cool. And as far as finish goes, I mean, I think it's super easy. You can see it here. It's a nice matte finish as well. I mean, I think that's just self-explanatory. You can even see it for yourself. It's just perfectly matte, which is nice. It doesn't have any of that extra shine added in there like I've seen with some of them. They kind of give you a little bit of greasy shine on some of them, and then some of the other ones, when they provide you a matte finish, they also provide you a ton of dryness to go with that matte finish. You know, it's like they can't give you a matte finish without drying the crap out of your hair, which is something that I think this, I'm not going to say that it doesn't make it feel a tiny bit dry. A tiny bit dry, yes, but not as dry as other sprays that I've used by far. Moving this along though into scent and washout, I feel like both of those things are super easy on this one. The washout, it's a water rinse. No problems right there. Just get it wet, comes right out of your hair. For the scent, I'd say it's pretty fresh. It's a bit strong, I'll be honest. Depending on how much you use, it can be a bit strong, but it's not too bad. I mean, for me, it really reminded me of like when you go into a hair salon, for example. They always got, you know, shampoos that have a certain scent profile to them, like they're very fresh, and it's just kind of like something like a salon smell. There are, though, a few things that I want to point out, a few pieces of criticism here. Some of it I'd say is more instead of not quite criticism, it's more things that just kind of puzzled me. With the first being this label. I mean, usually we don't see too many typos like this on labels within reviews like this in the past. I honestly don't see too many typos. And unless this is something that's just going right over my head, which I'll be honest is perfectly plausible. I could be just totally missing something here, but the word volume is misspelled. It's driving me nuts. I have no idea if this was like a typo or what, or it could be something that's going over my head again, but it could have been done on purpose. I just don't know. I stared at it for a while and I just couldn't put it together, so I figured I'd mention it. You guys know my policy. If I see it, I say it. That's pretty much it. And going off of that, the other thing that I saw here that had me a little perplexed was that ingredients list. You see, I looked it over, like I always do, and I didn't see sea salt at all in the ingredients list. Now, it does say sea salt volume spray. It says it on the bottle, it says it on the ad. I mean, it's pretty much all over this listing, but it doesn't have sea salt in the ingredients. Now, it does say sea salt infused, so I'm not sure if maybe there's a loophole in there that you can infuse it, but not include it in the ingredients list. I don't know. I mean, I just can't understand why it would not be on the ingredients list, but on their Amazon listing. I mean, it's highly advertised as an ingredient, but it's not included in the ingredient list. And honestly, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure about all that. It was weird to me. So again, if I see it, I say it. So I'm bringing it up here. But besides all of that stuff, the texture is the only other thing that I think this one lacks. But for comparisons, because I know you guys need those, I think the obvious one here is the Bivalane Sidekick. And I think if I were to compare this one to Sidekick, I think you can then take that data or, you know, that response and compare it to pretty much whatever other spray you want. But the differences here, the things that I see, is that Sidekick has more hold. Hairplexx makes the hair look and feel thicker, and Sidekick, lastly, in my opinion, provides more volume in the hair than this one. There's also the little fact that Hairplexx is a lot cheaper too, so I guess if you were looking at both, it would come down to what hold you want and what price you're good with, but that's the differences that I see between the two. Speaking of price too, Hairplexx was kind enough to offer a discount to you guys as my subscribers, so I will stick that in the description there with a link if you're interested in checking this one out. But I do think that's pretty much it for me on this one. I am, of course, as always, interested in continuing this conversation with you guys and getting your opinion on this spray in the comment section though. So let me know down there what you guys thought of this spray and what I've presented here as my findings. I do want to thank Hairplexx too for sending this out to me, and I hope to check out some of the other products in their lineup for sure. I think that would be very cool, and I also think it would be even cooler if you guys would help me out by liking this video and once again hitting that subscribe button. That's a huge help to me. It really keeps this small channel going if you guys hit that button, so make sure you do that and turn on that bell icon as well to get notified of new content as it comes out. Thank you very much for that and for checking out this video. Take it easy, stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you guys next time.